Welcome to Coffee with Chris. I'm joined today by the absolutely amazing Liz Taylor, writer, producer, actress, model, mental health advocate, you name it, she's doing it. Welcome, Liz. Thank you for being here.
Thank you, Chris, for having me. It's so nice to see your face, even if it's online. I miss you, man. I miss you.
That's the thing with all of these, the distance, right? It's
Yep,
when you're doing shows from home, it's completely different.
yep. How can I get rid of this thing? Okay, here. Okay, I just have to say got it. Okay. Now there
Yeah,
was a thing covering your face saying like, is it okay if I record this? It's like, yes, but how do I get rid
absolutely.
of it?
Yeah.
It's like, yeah. Okay, yes, yes. So now I see you. Thanks
So,
for that intro. It's like, woo, okay. I'm glad I just came back from a nice yoga class. It's like, okay, I'll take that. I'll take that intro. I'm feeling good.
yeah. Well, it's funny. I was talking with our buddy Greg not too long ago, and remember the time we met you, our names were Vanilla Thunder and Hurricane. You know that story later to share. But so, Liz, what have you been up to? What's the new projects that you're working on? What can we share with the world?
Well, the big thing I'm doing right now is I've started a nonprofit for mental health support. It's called Wild Maple Village. So the website is wildmaplevillage.com. And it's like, okay, I actually had a total meltdown last summer. So here you go, big reveal. And if it can happen to me, it can happen to anybody. So it happened by the sort of a fallout of COVID, you know? I mean, I'm a realtor. I've been a realtor for 39 years. I was the youngest realtor ever licensed in North America at 18. I had to wait to turn 19 to begin trading in real estate. So 39 years later, still doing it. But I had pneumonia twice in my life. So even though the market was rocking, the real estate market in Toronto, I thought, well, I'm not going out there. It's like, I don't want to die, right? I don't want to get COVID. So after a couple of years, it's like I was just referring my clients to other people who didn't have an issue with showing properties and going out. So I was getting my referral fee, which is awesome, like 25% referral fee, which is beautiful. But suddenly my income stream was 25% of what I was used to. And my expenses were still 100, even more because, the beautiful insurance companies, like my place here in St. Catharines, I have a fourplex and my property in like just the insurance is over $6,000. I mean, please. Before COVID, it was in the like 3,000 something. They almost doubled it. So to them. Anyway, I think everybody feels that who's a homeowner. It's like, why are they able to do that? Anyways. So Wild Maple Village, what we do is we connect people for time to, oh my God, I can't speak English. Okay, we connect people to get timely talk therapy if they're suffering from depression, anxiety, or grief. Because what I found going through my thing, it's like my sister, I was staying at my sister's. It was very weird going through a deep depression. I never knew what it was. I think we really have to break this stigma, but it wasn't sadness for me at all. I know everybody experiences that differently. I wasn't sad. I was just unable to function because of the financial stressors, which are, I think, what mostly causes depression in a lot of people. I wasn't able or like mentally thinking, no, like to go and get a therapist, pay somebody $200 an hour to try to help me when you're thinking like, I just don't have it. I'm already stressed out financially. So I discovered a huge gap in the system. And I thought, the government programs had like a 1+ year waiting list for talk therapists that, okay, who the hell is that going to help? People are killing themselves left, right, and center. It's like, no. So I'm taking it on myself to fill the gap. So what we do is what I said. So on the website, you can get a 15-minute complimentary consultation with me. Once I got better, okay, let me go back. Give you some backstory. The way it happened for me, because I was so stressed out, I started losing sleep. And I was sleeping 1 or 2 hours a night for weeks. And then one morning I just woke up and I went, oh my God, I want to kill myself. It's like, okay, it's time to call the doctor, because I have never felt that before. And thank God, like with the help of my doctor and following her plan, doing cognitive behavioral therapy, CBT, there were some free programs of that online, but it was just, you didn't have somebody to talk to. You just did the homework, and you did your mood checker every morning. And it's like, okay, get out and go for a walk. It's like, shit, really? Because I was afraid to leave the house. Like, it was so bananas, Chris. I can't even explain. There were days when I laid on the couch and stared at the ceiling for 15 hours. Like, I could not prepare a meal. Your brain just trips. It trips. And so with the help of my doctor, I got back on track. And with meds, which I'm not afraid to say, we've got to break that stigma, man. If that helps you get back on track, so because I said, okay, I feel great. Let's wean off of them. And she said, okay, that's awesome. But we'd like to have you on them for a year. And you never go off in the winter when it's dreary. So April, we'll start weaning off. So we really have to break the stigma that if somebody needs to go on meds, or they have been, that doesn't mean they're crazy forever. Like, at times in life, we all could use a little help. And sometimes it takes a village. So enter Wild Maple Village.
It's neat because if somebody, broke their arm or had an operation and they need to take medication to get through that, you sit there and say, high five, great job, you're doing the right thing. But when it comes to taking care of ourselves and mental health and seeking therapists, someone to talk with, whatever the case may be, all of a sudden it's like, oh, you're that type of, you need
exactly.
that, right? And
I'm guilty.
absolutely
I'm
right.
guilty. I'm guilty of having thought that way before too. The best romantic relationship I ever had was with somebody for 7.5 years. And that was my most recent one. And it's like, I broke it off during COVID because he lived 3.5 hours away. It's probably why it lasted so long. But great guy. But he was on meds. And I really thought about it at the beginning. It's like, oh, do we really want to date somebody who's on meds? But it's like, you know what? He was the coolest, calmest, most lovely person that I've ever met. And I love him to death, I just thought, okay, you're 3.5 hours away. I need hugs. Like, COVID, is going to kill me. So I did us both. We both bawled our eyes out, and it's like, I hope we have a great life, and I'm here if you need me, but that was like the most together person I've ever met. And he was on meds. So it's like, I'm not, maybe it doesn't matter. Maybe I shouldn't even have said that because he might not want other people to know. I didn't say a name, did I? So it doesn't matter.
No, I have no idea. I won't tell people that it was us.
See?
No.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. No, but something, every single person that I've told my story to has said, oh, me too. Like, I've gone through that, or they have somebody close to them that needs help, or it's like, oh yeah, like a friend, a family member, especially after COVID, it wreaked havoc on so many people, so many, without being able to connect. It's like, especially at the beginning. Remember the beginning, how bananas that was? It's like, I was having food ordered, and then I'd leave it out on the porch in the freezing, for a few hours. Then I'd wipe it down with Lysol. I was like washing my hands 30 times a day, and I wasn't even leaving the house. It's like, I think, what's going to happen? Are we going to die? The beginning was really, we've forgotten about that now a bit, right? But it's like, I'm back 4 times. It's like, bring it on. I believe in the science. For me, everybody's entitled to do whatever they want. But yeah, so a lot of people need help. So it's amazing. So I'm creating some great events. We're doing a big launch, and Ron James, Canadian comedian icon and best-selling author, is going to perform. And it's basically, I'm only selling 55 tickets. So it's basically like a really up close and personal hangout night. Tickets on that one are steep. They're $250, but really they're not, because you get a private comedy show with Ron James and a meal, like food, all the catering's included, and open bar and free
and
parking.
You, of course, don't forget
like
yourself.
If you went out in Toronto for dinner, you'd pay that anyway. So this is going to be so cool, right?
And when is that event happening?
February 17th. And we had to change the date to February 17th, which happens to be my birthday. So I'm planning like the best birthday party ever.
So February 17th, go to wildmaplevillage.ca or .com.
.com.
To get tickets, Ron James, meal included, open bar, fabulous evening ahead of you.
Fabulous evening, February 17th from 5 to 9. So it's still early enough, for my set. I don't like these things that start at 8 or whatever. It's like, oh my gosh, I'm so tired by then.
I can get home and go to bed still.
Yeah, and it's in St. Catharines. It's in St. Catharines, Ontario. We're hoping for in a mansion, a Radman mansion, but it's still under construction. So I've taken off the location for now on the website of where it's going to be, but it's hopefully going to be there, or else it might be in the marina in Port Dalhousie, or it might be at the old Stone Inn, or it might be like there's a million options, but it's going to happen for sure. But yeah, I hope the mansion's available because it's such a cool space. Oh my goodness. And people, the owner of it is Nino Donatelli, who is a local contractor. He's amazing. He's volunteered the space. Okay, can I tell you how many amazing
Absolutely,
people
absolutely,
are
yeah.
pulling together when they hear that it's for mental health support because they have experienced it in some capacity, either with themselves or their family members. Nino has donated the space, so it's a free. Ron James has donated his time. He said, Liz, you know what? It's for mental health. I'm not going to charge you anything. And I thought, it's going to make me cry now. Hold on. Because really, like that is a person that sells out stadiums. I'm okay. Ask me something. Give me a moment.
All good. Cry. Let it out. Let it out. No, please.
The hearts of people when they hear it, it's just like it just makes me so happy that people are so supportive, because it's like, yeah, we all need a little help. And it's like it doesn't have, you don't have to be alone or feel alone or feel like you can't talk to somebody when you get feeling that way, right? So
100%.
Okay, I wasn't expecting that, but I just thought, like, thank you, Ron. Like when he said that, I just thought, oh my God, because every penny goes towards paying the therapist. Me running it, I'm volunteering my time 100%. So every penny is going towards helping people get what they need, and not just one session, like right through to their graduation where they are back on their feet and they're feeling well again, and they can integrate back into life and live like a normal life and go to work and all of that. Because it's freaky how your brain can just trip, but it can happen to anybody. So we've got to like really like squash that stigma because we're fragile, we're human. There's no shame in that.
Well, for everyone listening, if you are feeling anything or if you're unsure, we encourage you, wildmaplevillage.com. Please, please, please reach out to Liz and the team here. If you're, hey, I'm not sure if this is for me, or I'm not sure if this is what I'm feeling is right, just go. There's no shame in asking for help. There's no shame in saying, hey, this. And if anyone says, ooh, you know what, you reached out to them, tell them to go pound some salt, because everyone needs help.
Absolutely. And it's completely confidential. I mean, nobody would ever know that they did, but we can get them help immediately. And it's so important to have timely talk therapy. Like when you're starting to feel like that it's important to get it going right away, because the longer you wait, the deeper you sink if you don't do it. You really need to take action and say, okay, I got this. But it's seriously one minute at a time, 1 hour at a time, 1 day at a time, 1 week at a time, baby steps, because it's so bizarre. But something, I'm so grateful I went through it, because now I really understand it. And it's like, wow, I have so much more compassion and like just understanding, and I'm so much more gentle. And I don't know. Oops. Oh, did you hear that ting?
No, okay. Not at all. We're good.
Okay. I have my phone on, it's not on silent. So, okay, let's see how busy I am in the next bit. It was just my friend.
You're one of the busiest women I know, I can assure you.
Okay, so what's next? Okay, so that's that.
So I love Wild Maple Village. I love the mental health piece to it. Again, everyone, if you need something, please, wildmaplevillage.com. Now, Liz, you're an actress, a wonderful actress. You have a fantastic agent as well. You've been on multiple sets. You've been on multiple projects. My question for you is, when we look at this never-ending audition process, and there's no closure ever, right? And we were chatting about this. Hey, you did a great job. You got the call back, and then nothing. It kind of ties in actually with Wild Maple Village. How do you go through that? How do you say, hey, I did the audition, I got the call back, I'm on hold, or they're checking my availability, and then nothing. And now we're stuck with this, what did I do wrong moment? Is it me? Is it the part? How do you handle that?
I never think, oh, it's me. I think, something, just, it's an honor to have the audition in the first place, because they're noticing you. They see your credits. They're bringing you on. They don't want to waste time. Casting directors don't want to waste time. They have faith in you and they're hoping you get the gig. And if you don't, it can be a million reasons why not. You might need to match with somebody else's like identity, like be a family member of something. It could be race, color, creed, whatever. It could be the network. It's not the casting director. She just brings you forward to the producers and sometimes it could be just that their nephew happens to be an actor and they want to feed them the role. Like it could be political. So never take it personally. Take it as a compliment and just keep moving and do stuff yourself. You know, there's a great Facebook site. Oh my God. The page by Wendy Elaine Wright, it's called Talent Managers for Actors. So if you're an actor, TMFA, Talent Managers for Actors, I think there's 105,000 people now on that page. And you can ask to join. And if you're a legit actor, it's so helpful. I took a course called the Hollywood Winners Circle. And it wasn't cheap, but it changed my life. I took it years ago, 4 years ago, I guess. And it really, really taught me how to treat acting as a business, not just sit around waiting for your agent to call you and give you an audition or whatever. I work it like a business. I work it like a realtor. You know, when I, I'll tell you what I do. When I get an audition, I look and see, okay, who's the producer? Who's everybody on there? And I connect with them on LinkedIn. I send them a message and it's like, try to connect. If they know you, then you're front of mind. You know, that's one little trick. But the Hollywood Winners Circle course through Wendy Elaine Wright I'm telling you, if you want to invest in yourself as a business, that's the way to go. Wendy's amazing. She's been a top talent manager in Hollywood for years. And on that site, so on that page, there's tons of casting directors and acting coaches and things that do free seminars, like free just webinars. So it's like you can get so much information for free. So it's pretty awesome. And then if you really want to take it seriously, take the Hollywood Winners Circle course with her. And she's awesome. Awesome. Even if you don't want to spend money and do that, you can learn a ton by just being on that Facebook page.
It's neat how a lot of younger people that I chat with are, Facebook is for the older generation of ourselves here. And yet there's so much on there. We just need to know where to look or how to ask. Right. So when we look at, so we never get the closure for those auditions and we're sitting there, but we've done a great job. That's right.
You know if you've done a great job. And the thing is, they know that you've done a great job and they'll remember you for next time. Just always, just be kind to yourself, for goodness sakes. Sometimes they see 1,000 people or more. That, the casting director job is not easy. It's not like they're seeing 5 people. They have hundreds and hundreds. I wouldn't want to do that job, So one huge thing, make sure you have amazing headshots. It's important because often they're just looking at a page of thumbnail, thumbnail size photos, and you got to jump out. If you're competing, it is competitive for sure. You need to jump right off that page and have a great headshot, or they're just not even going to bother. If that isn't professional, then they don't see you as a professional, and they're not going to waste their time. They're too busy. They have the other 1,000 to see, right? So
what is Liz Taylor working on that you can kind of give us insight to? Is there a project that you've recently been casted in? I know at one point you did write films. Not sure if you still are.
I've never written. I did direct.
And sorry, my apologies. The direct.
No, it's okay. I directed and produced a short film called Marital AIDS. It was written by Drew Tapley, who's an awesome writer. He writes for The Guardian. He's a British guy. He's so funny. And he wrote this script. Well, the log line is, when marital tensions boil over, one enterprising company sends stunt doubles to deal with the fleck. And apparently the cinematographer, Danny McIver, I had done a short film with them when I first just started. So 2016, I started acting when I turned 50 as part of my midlife crisis. That's another story I'll get to. But so we did this other film called Hoover Dam, D-A-M-N, play on words. And then Drew and Danny reached out to me and they said, okay, Liz, we have this script and we'd like you to read it. And we were going to a film meetup in Toronto. And they said, you can read it. And if you want, you can direct it. And I was like, you guys know I've never directed a film before, right? And they're like, yeah, but you'd be great at it. I thought, okay. So we went to this meetup and the script was the film is 10 minutes, 58 seconds. So, and that's with start credits and everything and end credit, it's a short film. So we got there, I read it and I thought, this is awesome. And I said, okay. And I read every single character that I read on that script. I already knew who I wanted to play that character. And I said, okay, what are you guys doing next Monday and Tuesday? Let's do this. And they looked at me like, rolled their eyes. It's like, you can't plan a film in a week. It's like, don't tell me what I can and can't do. What are you doing next Monday and Tuesday? If I pay everybody, I was non-union at the time, everybody gets $200 a day. Will you take the day off work and do it? And they're like, yeah, sure. Like in total, yeah, right. So I called from that meetup every single person that I knew that I wanted, and everyone agreed. And we shot it that Monday and Tuesday. We wrapped early both days, and it got into 26 international film festivals and won 10 awards. So don't tell anybody what you can and can't do. Just do your thing. Don't let anybody stop you. What's going on? Oh my God, more people sending me messages about vodka. Like, well, I'm actually going to a bar downtown in St. Catharines and bringing samples and seeing what the bartender, he said he's a great mixologist. So he's going to make up some stuff because Hip Vodka, bing, 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 seems a bit ADHD right now, doesn't it? It was because of that message. Okay, let's go back. Let's go.
Well,
okay,
well, that's right. You are a brand ambassador for Hip Vodka, which is fabulous,
yes,
of course.
Hip Vodka, and they make gin too.
And I'm assuming that's going to be at the February 17th event.
Yeah, baby.
There you go.
Plus, my neighbor owns Henry of Pelham, and there's so many wineries here and wonderful vintners. And it's like, ooh. So I'm going to see if I can get everybody to donate wine because it's open bar. And definitely Hip Vodka will be there, and we'll have cocktails. And I have an absolutely beautiful bartender that I met, Tanya. I met her in Cabarete in Dominican Republic last November when I went to learn how to kite surf. It's like, I'm going to be 58 in February. It's like, I feel 25, seriously. So, but she lives in Toronto, and she said, I'll volunteer and bartend. She's a bartender. It's like, got it, baby. She's amazing, so. Yeah. Oh, awesome. Wild Maple Village. Let me go back. So on my board of directors, the first person that I have so far is Isabelle Aubert, and she is a top research scientist, brain studies at Sunnybrook Hospital. She's phenomenal. And she said like, I'll come and do a talk or something. And I thought, ooh. So I was 2 days ago, Niagara on the Lake. I just fly by the seat of my pants in life. I don't really have a schedule. I just do whatever I feel like doing and follow my intuition. And it's like, stuff works out. It's awesome. So I went to Pillar and Post because I heard that they have an ice rink. So I thought, oh, that's fun. And then I went to the pub and used that. I had my laptop as my office, sat by the fireplace, and had a burger and fries, and how did I start this conversation? I was just thinking about the burger and fries now and got excited. What was the point of this?
You were talking about the board of directors for Wild Maple Village.
So then I got a card because I thought, okay, like you guys should be carrying Hip Vodka. And they gave me a card at the front desk, and it's like, I didn't know the same people owned all of that. They own Pillar and Post, the Prince of Wales Hotel, Queen's Landing, like all of these amazing top vintage hotels. So it's like, ooh. So I got it, of course, in touch with the person who runs the joint, like the general manager's executive assistant. We had a great chat yesterday. So I want to get Hip Vodka there. And I said, do you have a venue where bands can play? Because by fluke, more messages. Hold on. How do I turn that off? Anyway, I should have done stop the notifications. Anyway, I'm back. And I saw this amazing band at the bar that I'm going to this afternoon, a tragically hip knockoff band called The Trip. I was walking by, I live downtown St. Catharines, and it's like, I hear this music. It's like, sounded like Gord Downey was alive again. It's like, what is going on here? And I walked in. It was the best tragically hip knockoff band I've ever heard. Honest to God, you close your eyes and it was like Gord Downey was in the room singing. Fantastic. Follow them on their Facebook. It's The Trip. Anyways, I talked to him about doing a function there. And I talked to the owner. It's like, we should do a Hip Vodka launch and have these guys playing tragically hip music. And it'll bring people into your bar. And do a fundraising event for the nonprofit for Wild Maple Village all at the same time. It's like, oh, so everything I do, I want to implement fun, and raising money for a great cause or whatever. It can be fun. It doesn't have to be work. So That's that. Okay, next question.
What what
I,
piece
bought-
of
I incorporated Wild Maple Foods now too because I'm hoping to buy shares into Hip Vodka, and it's like that'll be so fun, so
cool?
fun. It's launching and it's already launched in LCBO, so you might be able to get it wherever you are. So Hip Vodka, it's fantastic. I like the black, which is just the normal. And I when I tasted it, I thought, why is this so good? Like it's just smooth, 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 smooth. And I was with the owner when he was giving me samples. And he said, yeah, it's not made from potatoes, it's made from corn. And I was like, oh, because it's like a tiny, it's not sweet at all, but it's just like so easy. And I thought, I love this. And I love like a dirty martini. Beautiful. But they also make mango vodka, watermelon, bubble gum, which is huge in the UK. Funny, and all of them are just clear, so there's not weird additives the way it's made, and they're all 40%, so they're not diluted. They're all 40% alcohol, so it's amazing vodka, seriously. So if you want to try new cocktails, just buy one of every flavor and throw it in your freezer, and you're good for the year. Uh-oh, you're quiet. Did you go mute?
There we go.
There you go.
If so if someone said to you, what's one piece of advice that you can give society as a whole, or your community, or whatever it is, what can we stop doing or start doing? What's something that we just need to be better at? What would that thing be?
Be kind to yourself. Take time to recharge your batteries and meditate if you can. Get some exercise. I find yoga amazing, and you can do free if you don't have money to pay for it. There's yoga with Adrian on YouTube is free, and it's amazing. Do 30 days of yoga with Adrian. But I've found that when I go to a club like the one I joined here, Lost and Found Yoga, I found it on a Groupon. I thought, oh, $39 unlimited. I'm addicted. And it's like one day it's hot yoga, the next day, like today was ballet bar, and then there's Pilates. Like they have everything, and it's like amazing to do it. I wouldn't work out that hard at home by myself for sure. So I love this place. I go, but every single day. Okay, you should write this down, put it on your fridge in front of your face, and all day long I say this. I went to a class once, and the yoga instructor had a bunch of cards, they like tarot cards, but they're not tarot cards. And it's like everybody can come pick one. And the one I picked said, I accept that I accept that all good things come easily, and I am a super attractor. And it's like, whoa, magic. I love this card, right? Like you can manifest anything. The law of attraction is absolutely a real thing. Absolutely. Get out of your own way. Stop putting restrictions on what you can and can't do, and trust your intuition. Let go of the people that are toxic in your life. I mean, it's your life. It's just like surround yourself with people who support you and who are capable of loving, like, because you got to bring love out into the world. It's like we all got to just be nicer to each other and love each other and get rid of all the bullshit and toxicity. It's like if people have issues, they're their issues. Their opinion of you shouldn't make two squats of difference. You know who you are. Be your best self, but remember that one for sure. I accept that all good things come easily, and I'm a super attractor. And just watch the magic happen. Telling you. I have that card in my car, and I say it out loud when I see it, and I just smile. It's like, yeah, I am. And amazing things just keep happening. So, but you had asked about film. Yeah, I have a film coming up. I'm on set in 5 days. What a
Nice.
fun character. And like an alien Mrs. Claus. But I didn't have to audition. It was a direct offer. And I thought,
Oh,
like, so that's fun. I've worked with the company before, and I had a huge supporting role, like fourth on the call sheet, which is awesome because I just started acting like 7 years ago, right? So it's so awesome. That one is coming out. It hasn't been out yet, but it's like a hallmarky kind of romantic comedy. I don't know what channel it'll be on or what's going on, but it's called, what's it called? They named it something else in the States, and it was screened in the States. It is called Home for a Royal Heart. I think that's what it was called when we shot, Home for a Royal Heart. And in the States, it's a royal seaside romance. And they changed that. In France, it screened and it was like 8.9 out of 10 or something it was getting it for like rating. So I'm so happy about that. I got to play with so many amazing people. And it was just fun, fun, fun. And I'm thinking, okay, I hope that's my calling card to get stuff done. And hopefully, because I just got a US talent agent as well from that website, or from that Facebook page, Talent Managers for Actors. Every first Sunday of the month, you can pitch yourself for representation. And Fergan Mayer is the guy, is the agency I got with. And I said, well, I don't have a visa to work in Canada or to work in the States. And he said, don't worry about it. If we book you, I'll handle the paperwork. And I thought, this is amazing, right? The day after we spoke, he called me and he said, I just want you to know, I just submitted you for a lead role for a Disney film. It's like, so, I mean, I haven't received an audition yet.
I see you as a Disney princess for sure. I would buy that.
Oh man, I wanted to play like a fairy godmother, I want to be a fairy godmother or an action hero. It's just like I ride a motorcycle, I scuba dive, I'm now a kite surfer, I rollerblade. I like, bring it on, We have to get rid of that too, that stigma of like people with silver hair. I can do a lot of things like more than a 20-year-old can. So it's all in your mindset. Like, don't stop yourself from having fun. That's the first thing.
So you're going to play an alien Mrs. Claus.
Yeah, it's so fun. In a film awesome. with Brain Power Studios. Yeah. But it was just a direct offer, which was so cool. It's like booked. It's like, what is this? I don't even remember the title of this project. It's like, no, it's a direct booking. It's like, that's awesome.
Nothing wrong with that at all.
At all. So they have faith in you and they know you can do the work. And it's like, thank you so much.
So my last question for you, Liz, is what makes Liz Taylor smile?
Oh my gosh. Kindness in every capacity. You know what I just thought of is so funny. I moved back from Toronto just a few months ago. I sold my house in Toronto, moved back to Niagara. Being here makes me smile a lot. There's no traffic, there's clean air. People talk to you because they're not stressed out about paying their property taxes or their rent. But all the neighbors have animals. I don't have any animals, but it's like I bought cat treats and dog treats. And I'm like a lunatic, I guess, a bit weird. But it's like I'll throw them in my pocket, and it's like if there's cats like Jeffrey, the cat next door, he's like this round and he's orange. And he just comes and he knows that I have a bag of treats for him. And other dogs like the chewies for their like dental chewies, so people don't mind me giving it to them, right? It's good for their teeth. But it's like I love that. Like there's definitely I don't know, animals are just so sweet and non-judgmental. So I think when people become better, become just kinder to everybody, every creature, themselves, and just friggin' smiling makes me smile because it makes other people smile. Usually, unless there is something going on with them, they just can't bring themselves to smile. But it's contagious. If you smile at people and you're kind and you say good morning, like just a genuine compliment, even it's like, oh, you look beautiful. They're like, oh, you just made my day, because nobody does that. Let's try that out. Just a random act of kindness in any way, shape, or form. And that's what makes me smile and makes other people smile, which makes me smile again. Lots of smiling going on, Chris.
Well, listen, make sure everyone heads over to wildmaplevillage.com, get your tickets, see Ron James there at the event, support mental health. It's absolutely a fabulous cause to be a part of. Check out Liz Taylor on Facebook, Instagram, everything possible. Make sure you guys are following her.
On Instagram, it's Showbiz Liz Taylor.
There you go, Showbiz Liz Taylor on Instagram. And
my website is showbizliztaylor.com. You can see what's going on there with the acting if you like.
Absolutely. Everybody, thank you so much, Liz, for being here. It's been Coffee with Chris. Have a fantastic day and smile to inspire.
Yeah, baby. Be kind.